A large part of the Millennium excitement has revolved around the concern that the year 2000 might create computer havoc and other kinds of problems. Action News reporter Rendell is now live in Spring Garden, where Philadelphia officials have been monitoring Millennium security and looking out for any Y2K bugs. Vernon, have they found any?
Not that they've reported so far, Jim. Right now, city officials at about 20 minutes after the hour are looking at the city's computer system and the massive programming they've done in preparation for this. They are expected up here in about 25 minutes to give us a full briefing on how things are going. By most standards, however, it's been a relatively peaceful night here in the city of Philadelphia that has public safety officials more than pleased so far, but to coin a phrase, the night is still young. It has been a wonderfully boring night. That was the word here inside the Emergency Operations Center in the pre-midnight hours. Things across the city were relatively quiet for a Friday night, much less a New Year's Eve, especially with all the hype surrounding this beginning of the end of the 20th century.
It's been quieter on both the police and fire side than any other New Year's Eve, so we're ahead on that game.
Of course, the bewitching hour is now, here in the first moments of a new day. How are the city's computers working? And what about the police vow of a crackdown on any revelers caught firing guns into the air?
This isn't, as some may assume, a small criminal population that's engaged in this behavior. My sense is, from our intelligence last year, it's so-called legitimate citizens, legitimate pistol permittees that have a right to carry the gun. However, you don't have a right to shoot it in the air, and we're going to make sure. If you've got a right to carry the gun and you shoot in the air, we're going to arrest you for shooting in the air. It's against city ordinance, and we will revoke the permit.
Jim, the two main areas of concentration are North and South Philadelphia tonight, with plainclothes cops out in abundance in those areas to stop people from firing guns into the air. Again, within a half hour, we expect a full update by top city officials about how Y2K may or may not be affecting the city's computer system. Live in Spring Garden, Vernon Odom, Channel 6 Action News.
Thanks, Vernon. Now let's go live to Action News reporter John Rollins at Philadelphia International Airport, and we'll see how the turn of the century has turned out there. John?
Good morning, Jim. Well, here on the ground, as midnight came just a few moments ago, we didn't even have a flicker in the lights. It looked like we were going to have a glitch-free evening. Then someone pointed out the departure boards, those TV monitors that you see all over the airport. The departure boards right now read January 1st, 1900. Now, presumably that's a very superficial glitch, a cosmetic glitch that can be fixed very easily. There have been no other reports of problems here on the ground at this point. 5 hours earlier, of course, it was midnight Greenwich Mean Time, that's Zulu time. That's the time that the clocks and computers on airplanes and inside the FAA are set to roll over. With that rollover, we didn't have any problems. The planes continued to fly and the radars continued to turn. U.S. Air First Officer Randy Pridgeon inspected his 737 before a night flight to Manchester, New Hampshire. As experts had predicted, both the FAA's air traffic control system and the airlines passed into year 2000 with flying colors. No reports of any glitches?
No. Have found no problems at all in talking to folks and in the other stations. It's going very well.
Among the flights that weren't canceled, there were plenty of empty seats. A late arriving wide body held only about a dozen passengers who were treated to first class.
Very nice, very smooth, very clear.
No problems?
None at all.
It was a great deal of fun. There was even an inspector on board in the cockpit, so we felt perfectly comfortable. We felt we were probably safer up there in the air because we could ensure that the pilot was not drunk.
Well, very quiet and for the most part uneventful night here at Philadelphia International. As I said before, there appears to be one glitch on those departure boards, those video departure boards. Someone pointed out to us, and it is true, we just took a look at it a few minutes ago. If you look at the bottom, it reads January 1st, 1900. Other than that, though, no report of problems at any airports around the country, or for that matter, anywhere around the world at this point. It appears as if an ounce of prevention was worth a pound of cure. The aviation industry spent over $2.5 billion to become Y2K compliant, and at least from what we can see, other than from that one glitch that we were just talking about, it looks like it has been an uneventful evening. Live at Philadelphia Airport, John Rollins, Channel 6 Action News. Jim?
John, those are flights that are really behind schedule. Back now, and let's continue our Y2K status report. Many concerns have focused on utility companies. Now let's go live to Action News reporter David Henry, who is at Pico Energy headquarters in Center City, and he has been keeping an eye on utilities and Y2K. David?
Well, Jim, if folks are watching us right now, they already know how PECO is faring out of all of this. The electricity is still on. The only Y2K bug around here is a nasty cold that's been going around. PECO has been preparing for this moment for the past 3 years. They spent $50 million getting all of their computer systems up and running and ready for Y2K. And when the clock turned over at midnight, there were cheers, pats on the backs, handshakes, everybody here congratulating each other for a job well done. Now, there's a couple of minor problems to report tonight. One of them caused by vandalism. Somebody shot out a transformer on the edge of the city in Cheltenham, and that put 540 customers offline. There were some minor outages caused by a down wire out in Phoenixville. About 138 customers out there don't have power. But the good news is that PECO brought on an extra 500 people to deal with any problems tonight. So they've got plenty of extra personnel out there who are able to get to these trouble spots fairly quickly, correct the problems, and get folks back online. But everything went smoothly here tonight. Everything is planned. The lights are on. The power is on. You're watching us right now. So PECO had a flawless turnover to Y2K. Everything here is fine, Jim.
Thank you, David. From Philadelphia to New Jersey, let's go live to Trenton, where New Jersey correspondent Nora Mishanek has been watching New Jersey officials watching the state's essential services. Nora, what's the story there?
Hi there, Jim. All is quiet here at State Police headquarters. So far, we have no word of any Y2K glitches that we can tell you about. With me right now is Colonel Carson Dunbar, who's the new superintendent of State Police. What's the situation tonight?
Everything is calm. We're very happy. Our people are ready. They're out in the field, and we're very pleased that nothing's really occurred.
Are you surprised by any of this?
I think probably more thankful. We planned fairly hard for this, and we were hoping, and I think our hopes came through.
Are you going to continue to man the operations center in case something happens?
We'll be here through Tuesday.
That long?
Yes.
All right, good enough. Thank you very much, Colonel Carson Dunbar. Jim, the only thing that I can report to you right now is that state police are telling us, and this is not Y2K related, that the DOT is warning of black ice conditions on South Jersey Road. So if you're driving out there tonight, you want to be careful. We expect that the Attorney General and Colonel Dunbar will again give us an update in a couple of minutes. Again, dozens of agencies are standing by here at the Operations Center. State Police Tactical, the teams units are standing by in South Jersey. If there were any problems at the bridges to Philadelphia, they were ready to be called out. The state's computer chief is also here. All of the state's computers were to be backed up by about 10 o'clock tonight. We understand everything is going okay, and on Sunday there will be a test of all the state's computers and the millions and millions of bits of information in there. But for now, no Y2K problems in New Jersey. I'm live in West Trenton. Nora Mishanek. Now back to you, Jim.
Good news, Nora. Thank you. Some are also worried tonight that hospitals might have some Y2K problems, but our check of area hospitals at midnight found no Y2K problems to report, and so far, so good. The new Millennium will bring a big change for Philadelphia and its outgoing mayor, Ed Rendell. And we're happy to say the mayor now joins us live from Penn's Landing, where the city's big fireworks display ended just a few moments ago. Mr. Mayor, you're already getting another round of applause here tonight.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Happy New Year. First of all, you guys know how to throw a nice New Year's Eve party. What's your reaction to all the festivities today and tonight?
Yeah, well, it's been a great day and great night. We're now, Jim, on, we just finished with the fireworks, event number 18. We've got 6 to go until 6 o'clock this morning, and all 18 have been terrific, above expectations. It's been a great celebration. Fun for everybody in the city, something people will remember the rest of their lives, but also some great legacies for us with the lights on the bridges on the Schuylkill River. William Penn, I don't know if you've seen William Penn lit for the first time in anybody's memory. He looks great. The Rittenhouse Square looks fantastic, and all those things are permanent legacies. 2,000 trees that we planted in Fairmount Park this morning. So it's really been a great celebration from a number of viewpoints.
Not only have we seen everything you have mentioned, but we have been delighting in the opportunity to show all of these items to our viewers as well. A serious question, sir. What would you like to see the new century bring to the city of Philadelphia?
I'm sorry, Jim, I didn't hear that.
What would you like to see the new century bring to the city of Philadelphia?
What is the plan for the city?
No, I'll say it a little louder so you can hear me. I know there's a lot of noise there. What would you like to see the new century bring to the city of Philadelphia?
What should happen to us in the next millennium?
Well, let's talk about the next century.
I'm having trouble hearing, Jim. I'm sorry.
Let's try it one more time.
what the next century for the city of Philadelphia?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I think we have to do a number of things. First and foremost, we've got to deal with our educational problem. And we need to do better here in Philadelphia, but we need to confront the fact that our school kids do need more money for their education. Second, we've got to continue to change our economy to an economy that rests on being a destination city, but also become a high-tech center. And we've taken some real steps in that direction. We've got to stay ahead of the curve in the new economy. I think that's crucial for Philadelphia.
Mr. Mayor, can you hear me now? Just barely. Maybe someone can relay this question to you. It only seems as if you've been mayor for a millennium, but you've only got 2 days left. This must be a reflective and emotional time for you.
Well, Jim, you know, it's funny. This has been such a great celebration, and we've been so busy planning it that I haven't had time to be melancholy. I haven't had time to look back. Maybe sometime next week, but right now everyone's on a tremendous high. I mean, I think the whole city is up, and as I said in my speech that you guys were kind enough to broadcast, I think the feeling here is unbelievable. The optimism that's gripping Philadelphia is terrific. We've just got to keep it up.
Philadelphia wasn't the only place in our area with a big Millennium party tonight. Lisa Quintana now joins us live from Ocean City. Hi, Lisa.
Hello, Jim. Yes, here in Ocean City, the fireworks show began about 15 seconds before midnight. It lasted about 10 or 15 minutes, and it was a spectacular show indeed. The colors filled the sky, and hundreds of people filled the boardwalk down below. It was all a part of Ocean City's first night celebration. The first night celebration, this was the 8th one, and it was the most successful one so far. They sold about 6,000 tickets, 1,000 tickets more than they expected. Now, the Ocean City fireworks show was the grand finale for tonight's first night celebration, but tomorrow the fun will continue. It will be called the first day at the beach. There will be jazz bands, there will be lots of food, there will even be a polar bear swim. Now, on a more serious note, we called Atlantic City's Emergency Management Office, and they say everything is running smoothly. The same goes for the county's Emergency Management Office. Live from Ocean City, I'm Lisa Quintana, Channel 6.
And as the year 2000, that does sound strange, doesn't it, to say that? As the year 2000 rolled in almost 35 minutes ago, it created a wave of lights and celebration along the entire East Coast. Let's take a look at the way our nation's capital brought in the new year, the Washington Monument in all its glory. President Clinton welcomed the year 2000 with a prayer for unity among Americans and people around the world. And earlier tonight, the president shook hands with hundreds of guests and then sat down to a roast lamb dinner and champagne toasts. That is our coverage of the Millennium to the moment.